Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the secrets buried in corporate filings, and today Odysight.ai Inc has given us a whole smorgasbord of shareholder decisions to chew on. Get ready because this one is packed with details about their upcoming annual meeting and how they plan to keep their executive team motivated and their company growing. So what is Odysight.ai Inc all about? Well, judging by this filing, they are a Nevada-incorporated company with operations clearly centered in Israel, and they are looking to chart a course for future growth by making some key decisions at their upcoming annual meeting. First off, they are holding their annual meeting on the 2nd of December, 2025. This is where the shareholders get to weigh in on important company matters. One of the big items is electing new directors. They are nominating Carlo Papa, Nir Nimrodi, and Ziv Vurenbrand. These individuals will serve for 3-year terms if elected, and the board feels they are the right people to guide the company. Then there is the matter of how often shareholders will get to vote on executive pay. They are asking if this vote should happen every year, every 2 years, or every 3 years. The company recommends every 3 years, believing it gives enough time to see the impact of compensation decisions on long-term results. A really crucial part is the proposed amendment to their 2024 share incentive plan. They want to increase the number of shares available for awards from about 1.1 million to over 1.8 million. This is essentially saying they need more stock options to offer to employees and executives to attract and keep top talent. Think of it as giving their team more skin in the game and a bigger stake in the company's success. They also want shareholders to approve their choice of auditors for the upcoming year. Brightman Almagor Zoharth Incorporated, a firm that is part of the Deloitte Global Network. This is a standard but important step to ensure transparency. Let's dive into some numbers specifically around their stock incentives. As of the 31st of December 2024, they had 379,984 shares, remaining available for future issuance under equity compensation plans that were approved by shareholders. This indicates they have been actively using these plans. Now, let's talk about how these votes translate into outcomes. For electing directors, it's based on a plurality, meaning the nominees with the most votes win. For approving executive compensation and other proposals, a majority of votes cast is needed. It is interesting to note that abstentions and broker non-votes generally do not affect the outcome for most of these proposals. Looking closer at the director elections, they are proposing Carlo Papa, Nir Nimrodi, and Ziv Vurenbrand. Their backgrounds are quite diverse. Carlo Papa has experience in economics and sustainable investment. Nir Nimrodi brings over 25 years in life sciences and biotech, and Ziv Vurenbrand has a strong background in management and innovation across healthcare and telecommunications. These are the kind of experienced individuals that a growing company would want on its board. Going back to the share incentive plan increase, they re-asking to add over 777,000 shares to the existing pool. The rationale is clear: to recruit and retain key personnel. In today's competitive market, offering attractive equity incentives is pretty much standard practice for tech and growth companies like Odysight.ai Incorporated. Now, let's get to the part that many of you are probably interested in: executive compensation. For the year 2024, Yehu Offer, the chief executive officer, had a total compensation of about $1.1 million. Ina Brenner, the chief financial officer, earned around $673,000, and Jacob Avenue, senior VP product portfolio, had a total compensation of about $538,000. These figures include base salary, stock awards, and option awards. A key component of their compensation is base salary. For example, Yehu Over's base salary in 2024 was $385,000, and Ina Brenner's was $151,000. These salaries are designed to be competitive, and the company also mentions that these figures include elements like management insurance and payments towards education funds, with gross up payments for taxes on these benefits. The option awards and stock awards represent the grant date fair value of those awards, not necessarily what the executives actually pocketed in cash that year. The value shown is calculated using a method called Accession Number. For instance, Yehu Over received stock awards and option awards that contributed significantly to his total compensation package. It is also worth noting some details from the employment agreements. Yehu Over, the CEO, has a base salary that was adjusted in early 2025. He also received stock options with a specific vesting schedule, meaning they become his over time, not all at once. This is common practice to encourage long-term commitment. Let's not forget the directors for 2024. Prof. Bennett Gold Goldwasser, the chairman, received about $412,000, which included fees earned and stock awards. Other directors also received compensation, typically in the form of annual fees, stock awards, and option awards. It looks like they are being compensated well for their oversight. Looking at ownership, a significant chunk of shares is held by Moshe Arkin, who owns over 41% of the company directly or through related entities. This is a substantial stake, suggesting a strong vested interest in Odysight.ai Incorporated S performance. Collectively, all the directors and executive officers own a significant portion, close to 47% of the company's stock. This high level of insider ownership is often seen as a positive sign, indicating alignment between management and shareholders. Other significant shareholders include entities like the Moore Group holding over 13% and Sudoku Capital Incorporated holding over 7%. These are substantial institutional or investment holders. There are also related party transactions to consider. For example, a cloud services agreement with AllCloud, where a board member, Ronit Rubin, is a co-CEO. While the amount is up to $100,000 per year, it's always good to see these disclosed to ensure fairness. Finally, the filing mentions how shareholders can submit proposals for future meetings. They need to be in by a certain date, and there are specific rules to follow, ensuring that only relevant proposals are considered. Now, let's put on our Warren Buffett hat and analyze what this all means for Odysight.ai Incorporated. The company is clearly focused on growth, as evidenced by the push to increase their stock incentive plans. Offering more stock options is a smart move to attract and retain talent, crucial for any company aiming for expansion, especially in the tech sector. The high insider ownership is a big positive, showing that those running the company are deeply invested in its success. However, we do see compensation packages that are substantial, and shareholders will want to ensure that these are translating into real business performance, and not just perks. The increase in authorized shares for the incentive plan, while necessary for talent acquisition, does mean potential dilution for existing shareholders. So the company needs to manage this carefully and ensure the grants are strategically awarded for maximum impact. The proposed director nominees seem to bring a wealth of experience from diverse fields, which is a good sign for strong board governance. Given the emphasis on growth and talent retention, the company's direction seems to be focused on scaling up, likely through innovation and strategic partnerships. A key risk here is the company's ability to translate this investment in talent and resources into tangible revenue growth and profitability, especially seeing the net loss mentioned in the pay versus performance table. The path forward will depend on their execution and whether these strategic moves lead to sustained value creation for shareholders. Alright, that is our breakdown of Odysight.ai Incorporated's latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Do you think increasing stock options is the right move? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. Don't forget to check out our Discord community linked in the description for more engaging discussions. Thanks for watching. See you next time.